way too early presidential predictions for 2028.
Sure, I'll throw some. Do they have? Are you wanting to talk about what's like who's going to run or
Right.
how
So
go?
I would assume, and this is why it's way too early. I think if everything goes well with the Trump administration, JD Vance would likely be the number one contender. Doesn't mean he's not going to go through a primary. But I would say JD Vance, he's the young guy, he's the up and comer. If he does well and Trump is happy with him and then supports him, I could totally see him being the Republican nominee in 2028.
I agree.
On the other side, I think Gavin Newsom will probably be able to squeak through the Democratic primary because of the fact that, one, I've said this before, he is a really good politician. He's very smart. Do not underestimate him. He knows how to raise a ton of money. That is very clear. And that is important when you're running a presidential election, is raising a ton of money. And I think, as sexist as it sounds, I think the Democrats coalesce behind a dude again in 2028, whether it's Newsom or Josh Shapiro. But I think they go back to the white dude and see if that works and try that out in 2028. So
do you think his running mate would be a female?
Oh, absolutely. I think his female, he would absolutely have
Harris?
I don't think it would be Harris. It would probably be, it could be Governor Whitmer.
That would be my number one. That's what I thought.
I think he would need a Governor Whitmer if he wants to flip Michigan back. Now, what we have on the screen is my old prediction, so don't look at that as like.
Then why is it probably?
I'm going to reset the map. So this is actually how it went down. So we're going to reset it to what it actually says. So this is the map as of 2024. So we're going to play, assuming that it's Newsom versus JD Vance, right? We'll just go ahead and say it's.
You didn't name JD Vance's running mate, and I'm just going to I think it'll be Tulsi.
I would agree with you. I was going to say it's going to be Tulsi Gabbard as well.
We didn't even talk about this beforehand. I had no idea you were going to do this, and yet we completely agree with who we think is running.
That's why it's more fun this way, is because we didn't plan this. This was not scripted. All right, so this is the 2024 map, electoral map. We can go ahead. I think we can say Washington, Oregon, California will obviously go to the Democrats. Nevada, Colorado. I mean, all these states in between. Let me just like take all this out. Can I do that? Okay, so I'm taking all these out. These are all the red states. Obviously, will continue to be red. Let's say Wisconsin. That's a toss-up state. Illinois. I think Illinois will stay the same. Pennsylvania. I mean, you can say Ohio. Are we ready to say New Jersey is a toss-up state by 2028? I don't know.
I don't know. You would know more than me.
I'm going to put Virginia in there as well. We'll say North Carolina.
Oh, you're going with Virginia again, huh?
I think Virginia was very close. I think they made Florida. I'm not even going to put in like the toss-up category anymore. I think that Florida is deep red at this point. He won by like 16 points. It's not even close. So yeah, that's the map as of right now. I think with the current, let's say,
it's tiny. Did you take Pennsylvania out or?
Yes, Pennsylvania I took out. So Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, the blue wall. Threw in Jersey as a toss-up. It was only 5 points. You can pick it up. California, Oregon, Washington, obviously. Colorado, New Mexico, and then the swing states out here. Oh, I don't know why Utah is red. Nevada and Arizona. So assuming that, like, if you're going off of the current map and you flip all the states back to toss-up, Republican JD Vance would already have a 202 to 189 advantage. So let's work westward to eastward. Hold on.
Scroll the map up or down or whatever, because I actually can't see the count. Okay, there you go. The count wasn't on the screen.
There you go. So assume this is JD Vance and this would be Gavin Newsom.
Yes.
Okay. Moving west to east, who do you think wins Nevada? JD Vance or Gavin Newsom?
I saw some tweets today that Nevada's actually annoyed with some policies like what's going on with gas here, because on the border it's affecting gas prices in Nevada.
Okay.
And so I mean, that's only the border, but maybe people are going to start to get fed up enough. But I
Yeah.
don't know. I think Nevada would probably still go blue.
You think it'll go blue,
Blue.
even though it went red this time?
Yeah, it's hard to,
Would you like to say it leans a certain way?
I think, okay, that, that is hard to say because, of course, we have no idea how this is going to go the next 4 years.
True, but that's why these are way too
That's why we're
early.
playing this game.
Way too early
Again,
presidential predictions.
like, okay, I confidently feel like Arizona's going to stay red.
Okay,
But
so
I don't confidently have an answer for Nevada. What do you think?
I think Nevada has been trending more red. They have a Republican governor. I think they just instituted state voter ID laws.
I want to talk about Great Lake for a second since we're talking about Nevada. I just want to say sometimes they're just not that into you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's controversial that they voted for Trump but didn't vote for her. I don't see that as any weird fraud or controversy. I just think she's somewhat popular, but not that. Anyway, sorry, go back to your Nevada.
I think Nevada stays red if, the Trump administration does well for them. Like the economy, state voter ID, I think just passed. I think, to your point, if Gavin Newsom is running, that might be a detriment because I think there's a lot of people in Nevada who do not like the fact that there has been an influx of Californians and that policy into Nevada.
Okay.
So I think it might have the opposite, kind of like with Arizona. I think it might have the opposite effect of like, I don't want Gavin Newsom as president because I've seen what his policies leaking across our border has done for us.
Good point.
So I think he can hold on to Nevada. All right. Minnesota.
Blue.
I would agree with you. I think Minnesota stays blue. I don't think it's going to change. Might get a little closer. Wisconsin is tough because it was very, very close. And it's sort of
just leave that as a toss-up.
Could leave that as a toss-up. Michigan, which again, if it's a Governor Whitmer as his VP, does she carry the state? So if we assume that it's Governor Whitmer and she carries the state, we can say Michigan will go to Newsom. Ohio, Vance isn't losing Ohio. He's from Ohio. It's been consistently red the past couple elections.
Agreed.
Let's do some of these other ones. Virginia, very close this time around. But I think Newsom will be able to get the suburbanites out up in Fairfax County. So I think that goes blue.
Okay. North
Carolina. What do you think?
Blue.
You think North Carolina flips to blue? Okay.
You can put whatever you want. A lot of the coastal, cities, the counties, the states, they tend to stay or go blue. I don't know. But then again, okay. Newsom, he's popular and he's also a disaster.
I would say a state like North Carolina, and while he's a good politician, he's very charismatic. I think the don't California my insert state is going to hurt him.
Yeah, their governor is Democrat, correct?
Yeah, I would think that's probably due to the fact that Mark Robinson was such a horrible candidate. Like, it came out, he was on Ashley Madison and like doing weird sexual stuff. Like, I think that just destroyed him. I think if they get a better governor in 4 years, like a gubernatorial, they could win North Carolina. I mean, there's a Republican governor in Virginia, so it is possible. I think North Carolina stays red. It's been red the past couple election cycles. It was called pretty early on election night. It wasn't really close. Georgia could be interesting because of Fulton County. A lot of, there's a lot of Hollywood, has moved out to Georgia. A lot of filming industry has moved out to Georgia.
I think I would probably keep it red.
You keep it red. Okay.
I think I would.
That is if JD Vance
what would you say?
I think it if he can hold on to the Trump coalition and keep the numbers that Trump has had, which is he won 25% of male black voters, I think he can win Georgia because that's what you need to win Georgia. All right. New Jersey within 5 points. That one's tough.
I'm going to let you call that 100%. I don't know. That's your state. You have your people there, you know?
Yeah. I want to be hopeful and say it's going to turn red, but I might be more realistic and say that it stays blue. Okay, so it's pretty close right now, 241 to 268. This is a nail biter. It comes down to these two, Pennsylvania and Wisconsin.
I'm calling Pennsylvania as red. I think it'll stay red.
I agree with you. I think Scott Presler did a good job increasing voter registration out there. It's right next to Ohio. You know, JD Vance is that Midwest type of guy. I think it stays red. So technically at this point, Vance has won.
We don't care about
Wisconsin doesn't matter at this point. So
it doesn't even matter. We've just decided right here, right now, 2028 Wisconsin.
Yeah, we're just going to call it. And then, I mean, Wisconsin is going to be close. It literally is a toss up by a percentage point or not. You can say it's red, 297. So Newsom does a little bit better than Harris would do, but
they probably should have run him.
They probably should have. Honestly,
running Harris was probably why they lost.
Yeah. He could flip a Michigan if he does Governor Whitmer. So, yeah. And that's it.
Maybe even this year. Oh, sorry. If they had propped him up and kept Kamala as VP, probably would have. I don't know. I don't know that they would have won, but I think they would have fared way better.
Probably. I think he's a little bit more charismatic and honestly likable than Kamala Harris. But that's probably why they wanted to save someone like him for 2028, so he could actually have a real campaign where he starts in 2027 and does the primary.
Doesn't it feel like they just were kind of like, we're going to run a campaign, but we know Trump is going to win? I don't know.
Yeah.
It felt like that to me.
Hey, thanks for checking out the California Underground Podcast. If you enjoyed that clip, make sure you subscribe, like, share, review, comment, all that stuff that helps with the algorithm, helps people find us more. And if you want to learn more, you can always listen to our full podcast at Apple, Spotify, Google, all those different places that you basically find podcasts. Or if you just want to keep watching clips, you can check out clips here, or you can subscribe to our channel right here, somewhere in here.